I just heard footsteps, very clear footsteps. If you hear a child's voice, I feel like it's that child playing a game. Is there any spirit in this house that wants to communicate with us? We're on our way to St. John Island. Actually, it's not far from the main island of Singapore. You can still see the city skyline from the boat. But once we're out at sea, the feeling starts to change. St. John's Island looks pretty ordinary. It's a small island that's not too far away. It's quiet and low-key. But beneath this calm, the island's history is anything but simple. Today we've arrived at St. John Island. St. John Island and Lhasa Island are connected. So today we've come to this island, and why did we come here? So my film crew brought me here today because they said they've heard that St. John Island is quite scary. Now St. John Island looks like a quiet and relaxing beach camping resort. The cabins seem like just a place for a weekend getaway. But behind this small island, there's actually a history that isn't often talked about. This place used to be a quarantine station, and it was also used as a site for detention and reformation. Many people waited here to be quarantined, temporarily cut off from society. Today we came here, so it's to explore or test to see if it's really as steep as they say. And it's still daytime now, so let's set up camp first. There's still some time before night falls, so see you later. Okay everyone, now we're heading to our campsite. The last time I came here, I camped over there. Now we have to walk for about 10 minutes because that campsite is a bit far and more secluded. But it gives us our own private space. This is so comfortable, let me tell you. Physical labor really isn't for me. So, we've already arrived at our campsite and we've already set up our table and chairs. But you have to know, whether we're camping or just going out in Singapore. We also have some essential items. What are they? Of course, it's a fan. Why? Because needless to say, Singapore is really super hot. Hot enough to kill my mom's son. So what's the second item? Another fan, because you need one on both sides. But there's one thing I absolutely won't forget, because even though we're still in Singapore, on this island, right? Sometimes we forget. There are still some items, things we need for cooking. There are convenience stores here, so what should we do? Then I would need my ReValue card. ReValue is a financial and travel app for warriors with over 70 million users worldwide. Whether I'm traveling abroad or in Singapore, I use it for my daily needs, because everything is in one app. When traveling abroad, there's a feature that's really practical. With ReValue, you can exchange and lock in up to 39 different currencies in the app. Recently, they've also optimized the regional currencies that Singaporeans commonly use, like the Chinese yuan, Korean won, Vietnamese dong, and Indonesian rupiah. So whether you're going to China, Korea, Vietnam, Indonesia, or any other place, you can exchange your money in advance and enjoy better exchange rates. That's convenient. One less thing to worry about. And it's not just for travel. If you're a ReValue Metal user, you can get 1.5% cash back on local purchases. Whether it's dining, transportation, or daily expenses, over time it really adds up. But there's one more thing that many people don't know, and that is if you're a paid ReValue user, you can enjoy subscription benefits of up to 2,000 Singapore dollar per year. And in Singapore, you can also use things like Tinder Gold and those kinds of services. So, for people who want to start dating seriously in 2026, there's also NORD-VPN, which makes your online experience safer and more encrypted. Or, when you go to countries like China, it's also very useful, and also Financial Times. If you want to keep up with global news, business, and financial trends instead of just scrolling through social media all the time. If you're interested, through my link, after registering and completing a purchase on Revolut, you can get 50 Singapore dollars, or just scan the QR code on the screen directly. All right, without further ado, let's get back to filming. Now I'm going to open the sunroof. Hasn't it been almost 2 years since I last filmed? Do you know why I haven't gone filming for 2 years? Because I haven't had a girlfriend for 3 years. Hey, so if next time our HELLBANK has this kind of event again, is there anyone who wants to join me? Set up tents with me, set up a tarp, survive and eat with me in the wild. The tarp is already set up. But now everyone is probably hungry, right? You all worked with me, did so much physical work, so you're hungry too, right? Now let's start cooking dinner. Let me show you my cooking skills. The taste is pretty good. Come on. Try the taste of the soup. Oh, okay, that's rich. All right, we've finished cooking our meal, and you can see it's already dark outside. Now we're going to eat. Let's eat. After that, we'll head to St. John and start our adventure. For now, I need to eat. I'm too hungry. So we just finished eating, and now it's already night. It's pretty late. And take a look. We're here at Lazarus Island. Actually, night and day are really very different. At night, there's not a single light. The lights you see now are our own lights. We're the Eagle King team, and these are our lights. But except for the restroom on this island, in general, right? The whole island basically has no lights. So you might feel that the night is a bit gloomy and creepy, so let's not say too much. We're about to start our adventure on St. John Island. So now we're on our way to St. John Island. And now we're almost at this sea archway, so this is where we connect from Lazarus to St. John Island. I see that the waves are really super fast, you know, because they're moving really fast. My feeling is that if I fall in here, in less than 5 to 10 seconds, I'd already be swept really far away by these waves. The speed is really super fast. So right now we're at the pier on St. John Island, and usually if you take a boat here, that's right, you would get off at this pier. But because there's renovation going on recently, they dropped us off at Lazarus. That's where you see those really bright lights over there. That's Lazarus Island. And now we've already walked a big loop from there to here, so now we're going to look around. These are the special hidden spots on St. John Island. Let's go. Actually, it's on St. John Island, right? Back when it was a British colony, St. John Island was used to quarantine immigrants who wanted to come to Singapore. So you'll see all over this island, right? There are many of these watchtowers to monitor them. Is that how you say it? In 1874, due to the threat of cholera and smallpox, St. John Island was set up as an offshore quarantine station. When ships suspected of carrying disease arrived, passengers would be sent to the island for inspection. Those confirmed to be infected would be isolated separately from the others. They would undergo observation and could enter Singapore's main island only after showing no symptoms. He didn't say, "Can you blame me?" Is that a dead body? Are you kidding? What if you suddenly saw a face? It's when we look at it like this, right? This place actually isn't that old. It's actually all new. How should I put it? The government also wants to preserve this place, so it doesn't look that old. I feel like they're at ease, you know? It's like they renovated it before. Let's go. Let's head to the next place. So do you think it was supposed to be locked, or was it an observation window, you know? So right now we're at the most famous landmark of St. John's Island. Its sign is right here, St. John's Island. I don't know either. I'm really curious about what's up these stairs, so let's take a look together and see what's up there. Oh, what is this? Stairs, floor. Floor, I don't know what this place is, but it looks like everything here is pretty new and nicely renovated. Or maybe it's one of theirs here. Yes, F function room, T own C ours emergency room. There are restrooms here. Does anyone want to pee or need to use the restroom? There are 2 restrooms here. Let's take a look at what the restroom environment is like. It smells pretty good, not stinky. There's also tissue paper. Oh. I'll give it back to you. People here are really good at this, really good. So we're here at St. John's Island, right? We can also see Singapore from here. That's our Singapore Central Business District. You can even see Marina Bay Sands and the Singapore Flyer. We're just in the atmosphere of Singapore. Wow, why is there an abandoned house here? Who lived here? Then why doesn't the government just tear it down? Why do they just fence it off? Fence it off, just fence it off. If a ghost locked us inside, it would be unbearable to imagine, so this is what they used to do in the past. Courtyard, what about these people who smoked opium? When they had some free time, they would rest in this place. As the segregation system evolved, the facilities on the island were not demolished, but were repurposed. By 1950, part of St. John's Island was used as a detention and rehabilitation site, including programs for opium addiction. These projects reflected the system of that time. The concept emphasized strict discipline, routine, physical labor, and so-called moral reform. Let's take a look at the site from the outside. Drainage system, it's fine. The restroom is right here. That means if I'm here, you can all see me, and the people over there can see me too. Actually, their restroom here is pretty simple. This isn't really a toilet, it's more like a toilet made of bricks. And that's about it. It's actually not bad here. The conditions aren't terrible. This place was actually built in 1998. At that time, plans existed to turn this place into
非法移民的居留中心。
but later the plan was not implemented. The number of people didn't increase as expected, so this place has remained empty until now.
来，
This is a Guanli key, so you can still see us on the ground. The marks from the old basketball court are still here. This place used to be a basketball court, although they've already removed those basketball posts. But back in the day, when they were in rehab here, when they were smoking opium, they all wanted to play basketball on this island, so it was just a few days ago right here. When our film crew came to scout the location, everything was still here. We just didn't expect that. By the time we came today, it was all gone. We missed the chance. It just wasn't meant to be. I've heard about it too, yeah. People used to live here in vacation houses or something. They said that when they stayed here at night, sometimes they could still hear the sound of basketballs being played, like the sound of balls bouncing on the court. Did you hear the sound of children? I heard what sounded like a little girl's voice. So it's not just me. I haven't figured out how many times I've heard the sound of children or where it's coming from. It's really loud. It should be from there, probably from that direction. There was no one around us in any direction, and there was absolutely no one on the way here either, right? There was absolutely no one on the way here, but what I can hear now is the voice of a young girl, like a little girl's voice, and it sounds like she's playing. No, it's not just me who can hear it. Even our cameraman can hear it too. The sound was strange. I heard it here, you heard it there, and I think it came from that direction. But you know, sound travels in strange ways. So let's not get too confused. Let's go see what's really happening. There's also another watchtower here. So did people who used to smoke opium really like it? What's this about escaping from prison? What is this? Is this a prison? It seems so. Everything's locked. Wait, this is electric. This must be the power supply.
电源
Is there no one here? Hey guys, seriously, there is no fucking kid and there are no girls here. This is a very high sandbank. You feel like when I heard that sound, right? I felt like it was that kid playing a game, that kind of thing. Besides people hearing strange sounds on the island, there's also a very famous place here that everyone calls the human chessboard. Now we're walking over to the location of the human chessboard. So we're not really sure either. We're not exactly sure where it is, but we just have to keep walking. It's right here. If you look, you get this rock right here, right? This is the human chessboard. As for the history of this human chessboard, many people say it goes back to when Japan attacked, when Japan invaded Singapore. And then when they were at St. John, they would take in some prisoners of war. One of the legends is that when these Japanese soldiers were bored, they would bring these prisoners of war here, and then play chess on a chessboard. If you lost a piece, that person would be killed on the spot. We don't know if this legend is true or false, but I believe that when many people think of St. John Islands, they think of this human chessboard. Unfortunately, we can't get in today. But I also prepared something, our electromagnetic field. Let me show you the microphone. No red light, no red light, no red light. Okay, so if there is a red light, it's not coming from me. These machines are here. Okay, is there any spirits here? Are there any Japanese soldiers here? Or did anyone die here during the war? If there are, can you make this device turn red? Just move it a little.
こんにちは、皆さん。
Alright, otherwise I'll just put it here. Is there any deity here? Maybe in the back? Wait a second, my hand is stuck. Honestly, this electromagnetic field has followed me to many places. Sometimes it's really accurate. When I can see and sense something, the electromagnetic field also reacts. But sometimes I can see something, but the electromagnetic field doesn't pick up anything. Let's just forget about this place. Let's move on and head to our next location. Wow, I'm telling you, today's venture is really exhausting. Hey, What is this? It's sealed up. Oh, can you guys see it? The whole place is fenced off. This could be that thing. That quarantine area, that's the quarantine center. I didn't expect it, but everything is fenced off. There's no way to get in. Can you guys see it? It's really been a long, long time, and these stains could fall off at any moment. It kind of feels like a church, just the feeling, but it's really old, really worn out. Eh? That one, that's the one where Malays go to worship. Mosque, right? I didn't expect there would be one inside here too, maybe. This is like their kind of community center. When people talk about St. John Island, what usually comes to mind are those who were isolated or sent here for rehabilitation. But actually, for a long period of time, another group of people also lived here. Hello everyone, I'm now inside this GM and also inside this B. As soon as I came in, I felt that the owner of this house sensed who you are. Why did you come in? I just told them, sorry to bother you. I'm just here to take a look. I didn't mean to disturb you. For them, this is not a place for a temporary stay. So the main thing is the topic is, I guess this should be the bathroom. So, can you see anything down here? They're all banana trees. Sorry about that.
我是一只手拿着摄影仪。
The one holding this camera. As time goes by, these ambons slowly disappear. The roof collapses, the walls peel off, and in the end, only a few traces remain as reminders. People once lived here. Can you see what's behind there? Yes, I can see it. Please leave a comment below and let me know what you saw back there. Take one last look. Just now we went in and visited that place. All right, here it is again. This same thing. Can you see what's behind me? Because the owner is already standing right behind me. So if you can see it, did you hear what I just heard? There was a very clear sound of footsteps. I don't know if you could hear it too. Thank you, sorry for disturbing you. So now we're walking into an abandoned house. In the past, when some explorers came to this abandoned house, they specifically captured some things on camera. Something was walking down the stairs, but we don't know what it was. Can you feel anything? Walk with me. At the top of these stairs, do you see anything or do you feel anything? So we've arrived at this abandoned house. Wow, it's really deep in the mountains and wild forest. Okay, let's go inside. This isn't a very old abandoned house. Do you know why? Because there's still electricity, there's still power, and even air conditioning. So it's not that old, not as old as we imagined. But honestly, it does look a little bit creepy. It has a creepy vibe. Be careful, there's electricity here. This is probably a side room. It really looks like a kitchen. Yeah, it looks like a very traditional kitchen. Do you guys want to take a look? Here. It doesn't look like it, no. This is the bathroom, so you take a shower here, and there's a wash basin next to it. See, there's a basin next to it. This place is really abandoned. But okay, if you ask me how I feel, that house over there, that village feels more... Oh. A bit more gloomy, while here it feels stuffy and hot. This looks like a bathroom. There's a toilet here. And this is the backyard. This is its backyard. I'm really curious, what is this? Is it for throwing away trash? Do you guys know? Fans, do you know if it's for throwing away trash or something else? Then let's go back to the front. At this same location, when some explorers came over, they captured a shadow on camera. Or something. It slowly walked down from this staircase entrance. So today we're going up to take a look and see what it really is. Come on. There are really a lot of leaves here, so you really have to be careful. That's so strange. The second floor is much worse than the first floor. These leaves and everything have already grown up to the second floor. Be careful of the flowers on the ground. Are the stairs made of wood or wood? Okay. Be careful. It's really strange, you see, these fans and the honey are still here, but those trees have already swallowed up the whole house. It's crazy, really crazy. It just feels like there's still a sense of life with these flowers and grass growing here. But the air is dead, the roots are dead. Look at this room. This room is completely like this. This tree, this plant fills the whole room, you might. You could even say that this whole house has already become a tree. Anyway, we're still inside this house right now, right? Let's take out our electromagnetic field and see if we can sense anything here. So now we're walking back to the staircase, which, according to the previous explorer, is where they saw some shadows walking down. I'll stand in the middle. You guys stay up there and be careful. I'll come down first. You just stand over there, that's fine. Is there any spirit in this house that wants to communicate with us? Does anyone here want to talk to us? Suddenly it's cold, suddenly cold and a little bit. Does any spirit want to communicate? I don't think so, right? If there is, can you move this device to the red, or yellow is fine too? If any spirit wants to communicate, please touch this machine and make it turn yellow. Is there anyone here who wants to talk to us? If you can, please move this device. So it seems the spirits here don't want to communicate with us yet. It's possible. Japanese people used to live here. No way. There's a fan and air conditioning. Then... in the past, this was the admin building. So, in my opinion, no one has ever died here. But since this house has been empty for a long time, those mountain spirits and wild creatures come here to live. However, most of them are here for their own cultivation and won't bother us. So we just... Alright, then let's go. We shouldn't stay here for long. Let's leave first. Anyway, it's really dangerous. You guys be careful. There are a lot of vines and leaves, so watch your step. HELLBANK subscription doesn't include insurance. You have to buy insurance yourself, so be careful. Alright, so today is pretty much over, so I'll share my own feelings about St. John. If you ask me what was the scariest place today, I think it was that kampong in the village, because when I went into the kampong, I was alone. The filming crew didn't go in, so it was just me. Holding the camera, as soon as I walked in, I felt like someone was watching me. And next to me, above me, there were banana trees everywhere. I was like, wow. Then later you'll see in that video, I put the camera down, stepped back and sat down. I sat on those stairs. I heard a thumping sound behind me. I was just sitting there thinking, wow, I heard someone standing behind me thump, and I said, relax, relax, you know, calm down. So what about the second place? That's what I hate the most. When we climbed up those stairs, wow, let me tell you, I stared at that spider, but I still had to force my way through and go into that spider web. Then, when I was inside that room, I suddenly felt an itch on my neck. I scratched it and pulled out a blue caterpillar. Damn. Let me tell you, that was really something. So, today's experience was truly out of the ordinary. We arrived at St. John's Island, where you'll have a unique experience. So I also hope you can see St. John's Island at night. Is it really that exciting, that scary, or is it just a peaceful place?
So now all our equipment, all our tools are already loaded onto the vehicle. That's all for today. See you in the next episode. Goodbye, bye-bye. Bye. Let's go home. This is home.